Okay. You all get high points for going to your tables when instructed. I love it. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. On behalf of the Friends of Girl Power Hour, which is made up of 50 or more companies and individuals, thank you for being here. This is the 6th annual Girl Power Hour, and my name is Peter Williams, and I'm one of the organizers and a director of the Lionheart Foundation. We've got a full program today, as we do every year, and we want to get you out of here by 1:30, so there's no break in the program for meal service. We just keep it running through. It's going to be noisy, or it may be a little awkward. Please roll with it. I mentioned the wines today. Don't hesitate to go up through the program and help yourselves. It's Lake Breeze Wines. Drew and Barb, they're making great wines, and they're happy to donate all of that to us today. So why are we here today? I think it's important to orient people on that. Why do the Friends of Girl Power Hour invite 900 of their colleagues and friends? Why do we buy you lunch? And why do we pour free wine? And it's simple. We believe in a cause, and that is helping however we can with the mental health challenges of our kids and adolescents. And why that is so important is that the public mental health system doesn't work particularly well, and in some cases is just plain broken. It just is. Families who have experienced our system would generally agree that it's not well equipped to properly meet the intense and ever-increasing needs of youth mental health in our community. Steps are being taken, but it's still wholly inadequate. It's a crisis of sorts and crosses all social groups and ethnicities. Parents are often lost searching for help, for good reason, because help is hard to find in Alberta, if you find it at all. The differences between finding qualified help or not can be life-defining for our kids. Not to mention that the best care costs money, because most of the care is privately provided. So suffice it to say that this is kind of a rallying cry luncheon that we have every year by concerned community members, including the Friends of Girl Power Hour, to say that families, companies, and the community step into the fray to rise up and do what we can to help others receive the help that they need and make sure that the best trained help is available. And that's where Lionheart Foundation comes into play. And I'd like to just roll a quick video, if you would. My name is Peter Williams, and I will be your MC today. I was asked recently by someone who was emceeing Girl Power Hour, and I just said me. And the responder kind of looked and raised an eyebrow and said, "Really? Why not Dave Kelly?" And I said, "Good question, fair comment." And so without sounding defensive, we're on a budget. And the other reason is that I have two daughters, both of whom had counseling from anxiety-based issues, and one of whom struggled for 10 years or more with a broad spectrum of eating disorder behaviors. And both women are now healthy and have gone on to become psychologists themselves. One specifically dedicating her practice, Sasha, in Calgary for girls and young women with anxiety-based issues, and Sasha took the stage here 2 years ago. Bottom line is, you get a low-budge MC with a passion for the cause. So I'm happy to guide you through the luncheon today. So when the organizing committee got together this year, we said, okay, who's going to MC? And I came up with the smart idea that why don't I just pretend to be Dave Kelly? And my committee just didn't give me buy-in to this. So this year we did bring in the pro, the best that there is, in our opinion, in the emceeing biz. And I'd like to introduce Dave Kelly to take the MC role this year. Dave?
Awesome. A pleasure. Thank you. Thanks very much.
And I've, having run this for 5 years and made a whole host of flubs, I'm giving Dave just a little sign of me that he can use, and just pass the buck to me if he drops the ball anywhere along the line. There's even a couple of tufts of hair there that's pretty precise. So, Dave?
Thank you.
Okay, man. Thank you very
Peter.
much. Appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Peter. Blah, blah, blah. Though, that is not at all the case. So, Peter talked about budget, but that's actually not the case. Let me tell you why I'm here. Because Tess is 5, John is 7, and the fact is, I hope that the day comes when my daughter is rattled, that she says, "Dad, I'm in trouble." But, as most people know, when kids are young teens and in trouble, they don't tell people because they're embarrassed. And I'm here to say that I want to be as ready as I can be to say it's okay and there is no shame in being in trouble. And that's why we are all here, because there are moms and dads in this room who right now are panicking because their kids are not doing well. And we want to say, while you're in here, while you live in Calgary, while you're with us, we're going to do everything we can to help. And that's why all of us are here. Am I right? So, first things first, where are the bathrooms? I know this is what you're all worried about. The men's is obvious, the women's are just down to the left. So if you need them, that's where they are. If in the case of an emergency, announcements will come over to tell us if we need to go. And if we do need to leave, we will make our way gently out and cross the street, and the muster point is out in front of Arts Commons. It's easy enough to find. Our hosts, the Friends of Girl Power Hour, have 3 things we want everyone to remember here today. To elevate awareness for the rising prevalence of youth mental health issues and to get rid of the stigma. There is no shame. There is no shame in mental health, especially for young people. To share the best parenting practices. I was telling our panel that you're going to meet, I said, really, this is for me to ask all the questions I want to ask to a panel. It just happens I have a bunch of people with me, but we're all doing the same thing, is we want to find out how to be great parents. And also, to raise funds. A lot of you are here as guests, and that means you say, hey, I've got an extra 50 cents. What am I going to do with it? Well, that's great. I'll help you with that right away. First of all, I hope you all are part of the draw. There's a gift basket of wellness items, gift certificates for the R&R Wellness Spa at the Fairmont Palliser and Le Germain hotels, and 4 tickets to the October 27th Royal West Equestrian Show Jumping event at the Stampede Grounds to watch that $100,000 Truman Holmes Cup. If you have a business card and you didn't leave it over by the table right here, please do so. Or if you don't have business cards, please take one of their fine napkins and write all over it and stick that in there as well. Either way gets you entered for the draw. Now, if you want to help raise funds, it's very simple. There are cards on the table that you can use. We're going to have an auction a little bit later on, but there are cards on the table you can use. And of course, at the donations table here to my right, to your left, is also where you can find more ways to help out. The Friends of Girl Power Hour are matching up to $130,000 today. There are some very generous people in the room to say, hey, we're going to get through this, and that's why I want to make sure you get in and get there as often as you can. But other than my kids and your kids, what are we doing here? This video will help set that up for us. Have a look.
Have you ever been told because you're a girl that you should not do something?
Yes. all the time, all the time. It's a constant.
People think that girls are supposed to be all happy and la-di-da, you know?
Be kind of traditional, like don't do something too challenging.
I can't really, like, rescue anybody. Like, it's always, like, the boys who rescue the girls in the stories.
I want you to go grab one of those boxes over there. This represents your limitation. So I'd like you to write on each one of the things that you said.
I started holding back and not trying things out as much, and just, it limited who I was.
I quit trumpet, I quit basketball, I quit wrestling.
I told myself that I should stop if I'm not good
And did you quit?
for a week.
And then what happened?
I proved them wrong by trying harder to get better.
I tried to behave what other people want me to behave, and then I found that works horrible. So I said, okay, no more.
What do you want to do with that box?
I really want to break this box or maybe explode it or something.
Kick him.
Go for it.
Wait, are you serious?
I think that you need to keep going with whatever you love to do and do anything you want. You can conquer any fear you've had and just live your dream and do whatever you want to do. And that's why I love the word unstoppable.
Isn't that great? How about that? There's going to be about 30 times during this lunch that I'm going to say, I'll be right back, I got to run home and talk to Tess. So that's one of them. There's a lot of great groups that have been involved in helping make this happen, and we want to thank a couple of very good friends of Lionheart, United Way and the Calgary Foundation, for their support of the Lionheart Foundation over the years. And there's other companies and individuals that have selected Lionheart Foundation as their charity of choice. First of all, can we give them a round of applause? United Way and Calgary Foundation, thank you very much. And if you look up there, there's a lot of people that have done this before, that have helped out before. The GMP's First Energy's First Rowdy, W. Brett Wilson's Garden Party, Peters & Co.'s Firewater Friday Stampede event, the Jan Arden and Janice Beaton Song and Cheese event, the Safe Haven Foundation, the Order of the Eastern Star events, and also Macquarie's annual Oyster Shuck-Off event held in late September. And thanks to Cherie Stevenson, was the All-Star Shucker. I think Cherie's here. Where are you, Cherie? Where's Cherie? Stand up, Cherie. I mean, if you're that good of, there you are. If you're that good of a shucker, you deserve applause from everybody. Thanks, Cherie. And the Royal West Equestrian Show Jumping Gala coming up on October 27th at the Lazy S are also going to be supporting and making this their charity of choice, and we couldn't be more happy.